On a very special episode of TobyWan Gaming, we're going to inspect the robot genitalia of one Stormbird from Horizon Zero. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? Get back here! I had a whole thing planned. Ugh, I guess he's shy. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to think of something else for this video. Hello everyone, it's TobyWan, and I'm very excited to bring you another weapon that I love in Horizon Zero Dawn. Not only is this one kind of essential for certain fights, but it's also just a ton of fun to use. Nothing's more fun than making a glint hawk say hello to the earth. And in today's video, we're not only going to go over killing... Well, this guy was about to take my kill. Okay, he's out of here. We're not only going to go over killing glint hawks and stormbirds with the Ropecaster, but we're also going to practice using it against Thunderjaws and Sawtooths. Because every now and then, if you're outnumbered by Sawtooths, the Ropecaster can make a bad fight instantly turn around. So let's get started. I gotta thank the Horizon Zero Dawn subreddit as well. Everyone had great tips for these videos, and one in particular I would have been screwed without. That tip being to put in both handling and tear mods into your Ropecaster. It makes tying down robots way easier than usual, and if you're using the light Ropecaster and only have one slot, I would personally go for a tear mod. Your shots aren't going to be fast, but each one is going to pack a bigger punch than usual. So starting off with glint hawks, your main goal is always to pop that freeze canister on their chest. But with multiple pain-in-the-ass jerk hawks shooting and diving at you, it can be a real pain in the ass trying to line up that shot. That's where the Ropecaster comes in. Now I look at the Ropecaster as having two different uses. The first one I'm doing here is using it passively. I tie down this first glint hawk, and instead of immediately attacking it, I use the time it's stuck to assess the situation and figure out what the best course of action is. You shouldn't ever feel rushed once you have something tied down. If you're being attacked by multiple things, it's often better to tie it down and kind of forget it so you can deal with the other threats that are around you. Now, I almost cut out this next part because there's very little chance I'm ever going to replicate it, but I get a really lucky tie down with this one rope, and then I swing for the fences like Ortiz and just knock this bird the fuck out. Bam! It was sick. Probably never going to happen again, so don't follow that as a guide. Now, the second way I like to look at the Ropecaster is a more active approach. This is usually what happens when you're against a single target, or maybe 1 to 2 extras. I tie down this glint hawk and line my shot up while keeping the other one just in view, so I can dodge its attacks. This way I can bust the freeze canister and take this glint hawk out of the battle for good. And that's basically how I take out glint hawks every single time. I've seen some people have some issues as far as being attacked when there's a big group of them, but when I use ropes, I tend not to have the issue. I can either tie 1 to 2 of them down and fight the others, or I can just tie one down and take it out immediately if I just shoot the freeze canister on its chest. It seems like the easier way to go. Now the next enemy is going to be the Stormbird, and you're going to want to lure out its dive attack that you see here. It tends to fly super high, and this is going to be your best bet to get it close enough so that you can rope it down. I also really encourage you to use the heavy ropes, otherwise you're going to have to attach like 50 ropes to this frickin' bird to hold it down, which, you know, realistically sounds effective, but in this game, not so much. I actually also went kind of gung-ho into this one. This is the first time I fought this creature. I guess felt really strong that I'd be able to kill it first time and make a guide video on it. So I struggle here and there, but I think it went well enough that I feel like I was actually able to put it up. So we finally get it tied down, and we can take out the blaze canisters on the back here. If you have, like, a warbow, I think it is, that fires the freeze arrows as well, you can shoot these freeze canisters on the front. I didn't have that with me, because it was my first fight with it, so I came a little unprepared. But just pay attention when you're fighting it, because as you attack, you are going to make those ropes break, and you really want to make sure you tie it down again before it's able to fly away. And for this fight, that's kind of most of the facts you would need to know. I lumped this monster in with the Thunderjaw as far as it being a little bit of a battle of attrition. If you come more prepared than me, though, with freeze arrows, you are going to be able to freeze it and cause it to take a lot more extra damage. But all in all, if you just rope it down and time your shots well, make sure it stays roped after your attacks, you're going to come out on top, and everything's going to be okay. So now it's time for the Thunderjaw. Mr. Big Lizard Magoo, Mr. Jerk-Face Jurassic Park guy, Mr. Kills Me sometimes more than I'd like. So with the Thunderjaw, he has tons of components on him, and it can feel a little overwhelming on what to shoot. There's really two we're going to want to pay attention to. The one I'm aiming at now is his heart. Whenever you're not using the disc launchers that are on his back, that's what you want to shoot at. Now, like the Stormbird, I highly recommend using heavy ropes with the tear and handling mods, because as you can see here, it only took 4 ropes to bring him down. After you take him down, use something with very high tear to take those disc launchers off. This is going to be the first thing you want to use on him. It does intense damage. And you know what? Try to take off a little armor for his heart, because eventually you're going to be shooting at that. Then rinse and repeat. Another 4 ropes should bring him down, as long as you can be a little more accurate than I am. And then you can pick up that disc launcher and go to town. Also, it is important to note, when you are roping really anything in this game, if you don't get the full rope on the creature, they are going to constantly be trying to break the ropes, and it can cause your ropes to break before you get anything done. So if you've ever been confused, if you've ever been halfway done roping something and all of a sudden it's gone, it's going to be because they broke it off. For that, you might want to increase your handling on the weapon so that you can shoot the ropes a little faster. I'm going to fast forward the fight just a little bit here. So this is going to be after both of those disc launchers have been used. So now the name of the game is to just get shots on that heart. He's going in to try to attack me here. He misses, and now he's roped to the ground. After that's done, after he's roped, just get in position on the side there. And here we go. He's down. He's dead. Done for. Wrecked. And then after that's done, you can go to all of your friends and be like, yo guys, I just killed a giant robot. You can't do that. And they're probably gonna be like, well, I could do it. I could do it better and faster. Fuck you. Nah. Now this actually brings us to the Sawtooth. Now this is almost just like kind of an addendum, like a footnote to the Ropecaster, because if you use the tripcaster tips, then you won't necessarily need to do this, but it can be fun if you want to change things up. And this is just the exact zone I used in that first video to like how to get there if you want to practice. So here we are back in that field, and I'm just gonna dive right in. I'm gonna approach this as if like we've already fucked up and we don't have time to use the tripcaster. So I'm making them both as pissed off as possible. First thing, just start shooting ropes. Don't even worry about which one you're gonna hit, because whichever one is the first to get fully roped, that's going to be the one that we're not going to mess with. We're just going to leave him alone. So we've almost got him over there, and he's down. Now that he's down, leave him alone. He's not going anywhere. He's stuck pretty much for good until we want to fight him. And now we can just focus on this second Sawtooth and not have to worry. And that's kind of what this game's a little bit about when it comes to these big fights with multiple things. You're pretty squishy, and if you don't find a way to stop one enemy from fighting you, then you're just gonna get double teamed or triple teamed or quad teamed, or like what's the next one? It's not septuple, 5 teamed. Nah. But yeah, so we just focus this guy here, take a good couple hits, and we eventually get him down, and then after he's dead, we can go focus the one that's tied down, which is kind of sad. We walk up to him here, and he's just like, he literally hasn't moved at all. And we just get to take him out in like 5 seconds, which is fantastic. If you combine this with tripcaster, if you set up some wires, tie one down and make the other one run through the wires, then you're just going to be a demon. You're a demon in the world of Horizon Zero Dawn. You should be in jail. It's evilness. You stop that. And guys, that's kind of it. Again, thanks for all the positive feedback on the first video. I hope this one is as enjoyable. And I'm TobyWan. I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what videos I will do next. If you guys have any ideas of Horizon Zero Dawn stuff you want to see, just let me know in the comments. I think that's about it as far as difficult to fight, or not difficult to fight, but difficult weapons to use. But if you have things you want to see, maybe there are specific robots you're having trouble killing, let me know. I'll work on them, and I'll see what I can bring you. All right, everybody, have a good one.
For the trail.